Alright, hello everybody, this is Andre from Jawan Fitness once again. Now in this video I'm going to talk about what is the best diet for fat loss, because I get this question a lot from my followers and supporters because they read articles or watch edit videos about, doing low carb diets, low fat, Atkins paleo diet, and for some people that can actually work for them because they're just able to eat the foods that they enjoy. But I want to say that most of those are not sustainable for the long term because you're eating nutritional deficiencies, and when you do the low carb, low fat diets, what ends up happening is that you're not going to have a lot of energy, especially with low carb. I tried it before when I first got into fitness, and what ended up happening was I just felt tired all the time. My workouts were just dragging, and it was just terrible. And I had to go through a lot of willpower to muster up the strength to even get the workout done, and I would feel terrible afterwards. But what the worst thing that happened was my sex drive just went down completely because when you're on a low carb diet, your testosterone drops, and that is true for low fat. Now, another bad side effect of doing a diet like that is that you're going to be harder for you to stay full with a low fat diet, for what I've learned and all that stuff. So you don't want to do that either. The main thing is you want to find a diet that's going to work for you for the long term, a flexible diet if it fits your macros. So basically you want to get about 80 to 90% of your foods from, your good healthy foods, your chicken, your ground beef, vegetables, spinach, kale, sauerkraut, fruits, pineapples, blueberries, bananas, oats, whole grains, all that good stuff that's really going to help you perform in gym and in life. And include black coffee when you're intermittent fasting, and make sure to drink a lot of water to stay hydrated, especially if you're supplementing on creatine. And then the other 10 to 20% could be from your favorite treats such as Pop-Tarts, which I like, ice cream. Yes, Halo Top is a protein ice cream, but that could still be considered a treat. Brownies, I love brownies too. French fries, McDonald's, but make sure that's a small part of your intake because, yes, you can get the bite that you want by eating a whole bunch of junk food, but the only problem with that is it's not going to be sustainable for the long term. You're going to have a lot of health issues, and I don't want you to go through that because there's been research about people doing fast food diets, McDonald's, Twinkies diet, and yes, you can get shredded that way, but you're leaving a lot of nutrient deficiencies that can be prevented by eating a healthful diet. So that's the key to really sustaining long-term fat loss, is to eat a diet that you enjoy. And another thing is you have to be in a calorie deficit in order for this to happen, because you can eat all the healthy foods in the world, but if you're not in a negative energy balance, then it doesn't matter if you eat all the chicken and broccoli and brown rice. You're not going to lose weight at all. You're going to either gain it or just maintain. So it's very important to watch your calorie intake. And another thing I want to say is that this is going to depend on your genetics, your activity level. So if you're more active, you're going to need more calories than, say, somebody that's fairly sedentary, that's at the desk all day or typing for business, because that's the way it is. So you have to really find out what your calorie intake is. So there are a couple apps you can use, and my favorite is MyFitnessPal, which helps me stay on track, because in there all you have to do is put your weight in, your goal, whether you want to lose fat, gain muscle, or you just want to maintain. And in there, once you do that, it's going to tell you exactly how many calories you need based on your activity level. But if you want to lose fat faster, just do slightly more cardio to give you the excuse to actually eat extra food. So let's say if you're doing walking for about 30 minutes every day and you burn 300 calories. So that gives you enough room. Let's say that you're cutting for 1 week. Let's say you're cutting and you're losing 1 pound per week, and the calories are 2,800, for example, and you weigh 175 pounds. So when you walk, you burn 300. So you have the extra 300 left over. You can actually have a whole tub of Hell Top if you want to, and still lose fat slightly faster pace than you would otherwise. So that's what I want to talk about with that, is that you want to have food that is enjoyable, man, because the primary itself is just not fun, and then you're going to feel the need to binge eat if you take it out of the house. Because a lot of people talk about, if you don't want to have any treats, if you know that there's certain foods that you enjoy eating, they say, don't have it in the house, because what that's going to do, unfortunately, is yes, you want to have it in the house, but you just want to be able to know exactly how much you're eating and just have it in moderation. Because if you don't have it in the house, then you're going to end up getting it at the supermarket or grocery store, which I did in large quantities before when I deprived myself of my favorite foods. I had my Pop-Tarts, which were right in the kitchen, and I know exactly how much I need. So if I'm out or about, what I would do is have 1 Pop-Tart instead of 2, and I would still be within my calorie intake for fat loss. So that's all I want to talk about in this video. If you have any more questions, feel free to let me know. share the videos, subscribe to the channel because that helps me out a lot more, so more people can see this stuff as well. You can follow me on my other social media, my Instagram, which is Andre Suave, and there I talk about tips on fat loss, nutrition, exercise, and be building the best body that you want. And I also do infographics to really help you find out the best food you can get and eat to consume to really reach your goals and build, lose fat, and get shredded to get that body that you want. And also on my Facebook, I have 2 accounts there. So my personal is Andre Brown, and there I talk about tips on nutrition, fat loss, exercise, and motivation to really help you stay focused on your goal and to give it your all. Now, feel free to send me a friend request anytime, and I'll get back to it as quick as I possibly can. And last but not least is my personal Facebook group, which is the Jawan Exercise and Health Community. And there I talk about tips on motivation, discipline, and staying to your goals and tracking your progress to make sure that you see the results that you want. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Share with everybody that you know. I'll see you tomorrow. Enjoy yourself.